5 Great Pyramids of Chichiquilco. The ancient city of Chichiquilco was one of the most important cities in the Mayan civilization. It was here that in 800 BC, the first Great Pyramid was built. At 65 feet high, it is still the tallest structure ever found in the Yucatan. And there are a total of 5 pyramids in the complex. They were built over a span of 300 years, making them not only impressive, but also an enigma. The thing is, they don't really look like pyramids. The architects of the Mayan civilization built these structures with a flat top, which made them more of a mountain than a pyramid. But what's truly confusing to scientists is how the Mayans moved huge stones to build them. We know this because inside the pyramids, they left behind tools and records of their construction methods. They used copper chisels and wooden hammers, as well as rollers and levers. But despite these primitive tools, they managed to haul and lift blocks weighing up to 14 tons. The secret to how they did this still eludes modern science. 4. Where did they go? Between 2000 BC and 1500 BC, the people of the Indus Valley civilization thrived in what is today Pakistan and northwest India. They built cities with advanced planning and infrastructure, including the world's first grid system. In addition, they developed a sophisticated system of writing, invented the wheel, and even created the world's first surgical instruments. So it came as a shock when around 1500 BC, they suddenly abandoned their cities and vanished. Archaeologists have discovered no evidence of war or natural disaster to explain their disappearance. And the sad part is, we may never know what happened to them, because when Alexander the Great invaded their region in 327 BC, he noted the locals didn't even have a written language, which means whatever knowledge they had passed down for thousands of years was lost forever. Number 3. The Voynich Manuscript. There are many mysterious books throughout history, but few are as strange as the Voynich Manuscript. This book was written in an unknown language, contains bizarre illustrations of plants and people, and seems to be made from unknown materials. What makes this book so confusing to scientists is that they can't figure out where it came from or who wrote it. It's named after the bookseller Wilfrid Voynich, who purchased it in 1912. And although experts have spent decades trying to decipher its text, they've only been able to make limited progress. They believe it was written sometime between 1404 and 1436, but other than that, its origins are a mystery. Some believe it was written by alchemists, while others think it's a hoax. However, no one has been able to prove anything. And perhaps the greatest mystery is why someone would go through all the effort of creating an elaborate cipher just to write about plants and people. 2. The Baghdad Battery. In 1936, an Iraqi archaeologist unearthed a collection of clay jars near the ancient city of Baghdad. Inside some of the jars, they found a copper tube, along with a ceramic cup and a metal pin. Although at the time no one knew what these artifacts were, today we know them as batteries. But if these are actually batteries, it poses a serious challenge to history. You see, modern batteries were invented in 1800 by Italian physicist Alessandro Volta. And yet here are some that were found near the ancient city of Baghdad. These mysterious batteries date back to the Parthian Empire between 247 BC and 224 A if further evidence isn't found. It seems likely that the batteries were created independently, as there was a tradition of experimenting with electricity in Mesopotamia as early as the 6th century BC, and we know that because they wrote about it in the Book of Secrets. It's an ancient text that describes machines powered by electricity, as well as devices that harness magnetic power. So the question is, if electricity was common knowledge thousands of years ago, why did we forget about it? Number 1. Stonehenge. Stonehenge is one of the most famous archaeological sites in the world. It consists of a circular arrangement of standing stones set in the middle of England's Salisbury Plain. It dates back 5,000 years and has puzzled scientists since it was discovered. For decades, experts debated how the stones were moved and erected. After all, each rock monolith weighs several tons, and it wasn't until recently that we learned the answer. Scientists used computer modeling to simulate the construction of Stonehenge, and it turns out that the stones weren't moved, they were rolled. Using logs, the builders were able to roll each stone along the ground without having to lift them. But Stonehenge is still full of mysteries. No one knows for sure why the stones were arranged in this way, or what purpose the monument served. Some historians believe it was used as a burial ground, while others think it may have had religious significance. However, none of these theories have been proven. Thanks for watching. Which of these ancient mysteries baffled you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time.